Alright, so now we're going to do another dry fly pattern. This is kind of a hybrid between, I would say, a true dun and an emerger. This is going to be a size 16 CDC Sparkle Dun. So for the hook, I'm going to be tying on a TCO 100 SPBL. So that's a 100 super point barbless. A standard TCO 100 would work great, as would a TCO 101 and a variety of other manufacturers of dry fly hooks. But this is one that I like a lot. So we've started our thread right at the eye of the hook, and we're going to be tying in some CDC feathers. So for this size 16, I've got two very large, full, natural dun CDC feathers. And I'm going to tie those in at about the 1/3 point. I'm going to measure them to be just shorter than the shank of the hook, right around that length. I'm going to tie that in with those tips facing forward. Give it a couple nice, tight, firm thread wraps, and then we're going to cut our CDC on an angle, build in a little bit of a taper. Next, we're going to tie in our tailing material. As is the case with all sparkle duns, we're going to use some sort of a synthetic shuck. In this case, I'm happening to use some brown zelon, but sparkle emerger yarn, darlon, antron, a variety of things would certainly work for our application. So this is, like I said, a mayfly brown zelon. I'm going to tie in a length of that, and then we're going to trim our material, and then we'll secure the rest of this down the shank of the hook to work on building, again, that nice smooth taper. Alright, so now at this point we're going to bring our thread to the front. I'm going to jump in front of our CDC and build up a little thread dam there to help lift that up. Good. Our feather looks nice and splayed. And I'm going to come back behind our CDC, work to the bend, again building up a bit of a taper underneath. And next we're going to go to our dubbing. So we're going to be using a brown olive Wapsi Superfine today. As with all types of dubbing, less is more, but especially with dry flies, you do not need a lot on here. So very thin, wispy bit of material. Dub that on nice and tight, and then we're going to slide that right up towards the eye of the hook. Or excuse me, towards the shank of the hook. We're going to wrap that forward, covering up the butt ends of our zelon, and now covering the butt ends of our CDC. Here's where it's, in my opinion, it's really important to be checking underneath your fly to see what the fish are going to be seeing. So I'm going to take a second, tighten up that superfine, jump in front, give ourselves a little bit more superfine dubbing to finish off the head of the fly. And once we get up to the front, we're going to build ourselves a little thread head, grab our whip finisher, and whip finish. As with all dry flies, I personally do not like any head cement. We'll trim off our thread. We're going to double check and trim our shuck to length. And there you have it. A very simple, basic, very effective CDC Sparkle Dun. Thanks.